Pioneer fans, Pioneer men's varsity hockey is live and on the air. Pioneer fans, we are at the Ann Arbor Ice Cube, where it is your Pioneer men's varsity hockey team taking on Cabrini Riverview, or I guess it's Riverview-Cabrini. The two teams combined. We used to play them separately, but they are now a united team. Pioneer played them in the first contest of the season, and Pioneer got the win in that contest. As we take a look at what has been happening here, Pioneer started off the first game of the season with a 4-3 win. That was versus Riverview-Cabrini over at the Kennedy Ice Arena. So that was 4-3. Not an easy game, but a game that Pioneer did win, and they will hope to get a big win here. Then Pioneer beat Divine Child. That was a 5-2 win. So Pioneer started off with 2 wins on the season. So a very good start to the season. And lots of optimism around the team. Taking a look at Cabrini. Cabrini lost that game to Pioneer. Then they came down to the Ann Arbor Ice Cube, and they played Father Gabriel Richard, and they lost that one 8-0. So Father Gabriel Richard was able to mercy them. Then they had the Huron team come up to the Kennedy Recreation Center. That was back on Saturday, November 18th. And Riverview-Cabrini got the win there, 4-3. So they are 1-2 on the season. Riverview-Cabrini looking to get to 2-2 before the break. And Pioneer looking to make it to 3 wins early on. This team will be playing, Pioneer will be playing Saline in their annual day before Thanksgiving or evening before Thanksgiving game. It will be at 7:30 here at the Ann Arbor Ice Cube. So please come on down. We love to. It's a great game, a big game between these two teams. Saline and Pioneer always have big battles. And it's also really cool because a lot of the alumni come back because they're in town to see the team and to see their family for Thanksgiving. So we get a lot of alumni on both sides coming in. Good students section out here. So check that out. That will be should be a fantastic atmosphere in that game. I don't have any stats for Pioneer as of yet. They haven't quite made it into the Michigan Hockey Hub, Michigan High School Hockey Hub, so we will effort that in the future. And I didn't get everything written down for the last game, but Pioneer with 8 goals so far, so an average of 4 goals per game. Their opponents have an average of 6 goals or 6 goals total or 3 goals per game. So Pioneer averaging 1 more goal per game. Coming up after the Saline game, let's talk about the next 5 games. On November 29th, Pioneer will be at the Arctic Coliseum to play Lenawee. We will try and broadcast that game. We have real tough time at the Arctic Coliseum getting signal. So we'll see what we can do about that one. Then they'll be away at, they'll start the Jillick tournament. That will be December 5th, 5 p.m. game. And then they'll have another game for the Jillick tournament. So I think it starts off with Skyline. And then on the 7th, they'll play another opponent. I believe that's Huron. And that will be at 7:30 on December 7th. And they will play on December 9th. At the Jillick tournament, that will be a 7:30 game. And then they have just a couple more games to close out the calendar year. On the 14th, they will be down at the playing Bedford at the Toledo Ice House. That will be a 8 p.m. game. They will be back at home versus Grosse Ile here on the 20th of December. That is a 7 p.m. game. They will play Saline again here at the Ann Arbor Ice Cube, officially as the away team. That will be on the 22nd. No time yet. And then Lenawee. They will play on the, that will be away on the 23rd as well. So that is what we have out there for the calendar year coming up, talking about Cabrini. As by the way, we just had a young team out practicing, so you never kind of know if 7:30 means we get the ice at 7:30 or the puck drops at 7:30. So we have a little extra time, but that's okay. So this team is going to play Gabriel Richard Riverview. The Riverview-Cabrini team will on the 21st. So tomorrow they'll be back at the Kennedy Recreation Center. That is a 3:20 p.m. game for a Tuesday. Obviously, I'm assuming that the kids have time off school. Very early game there. Then on the 29th, they will be playing Grocio at the Kennedy Recreation Center. That is both of their home rink. They'll host Wyandotte Roosevelt on the 6th of December over at Kennedy, and then they will play Southgate Unified on December 8th over at Kennedy. They will then play at Allen Park. That will be at the Frank Landa Civic Arena. I think we haven't been there since we used to play Cabrini. That will be on December 13th. And December 15th, they will host Gibraltar Carlson. That will be at the Kennedy Recreation Center. Then just a couple more games before the end of the year. They'll be at New Boston United on the 16th, at Southgate Unified on the 20th. 21st, they will be at Gabriel Richard over at Yak Ice Arena. The 22nd, they will play someone at Yak Ice Arena as well. I believe that is a tournament that they will be in, so they don't know who the winner will be. So that is what is coming up for both of these squads. There is a brand new, wonderful, not just roster, but program that you can pick up that is fantastic. So next time you're here, please make sure to come in and grab the program. It has a lot of wonderful information about Coach Collins and his staff, about each of the players, a little bit about the seniors, and lots of wonderful people who are obviously supporting the team. So if I can find inside of here a list of sponsors. So we want to thank all the wonderful, amazing sponsors for Pioneer Men's Hockey. That includes Align Chiropractic Center, Alpha Coney, and Arbor Door Systems, the Ann Arbor Ice Cube, Ann Arbor Running Company, Big George's Home Appliance Mart, Carlisle Grill, DW Skate Shop, Edwards and Schaefer Orthodontics, Franklin Templeton, John A. Papalis Company, Kindling Creative, Liberty Athletic Club, Liberty Dental, Dr. Kristen Johnson DDS, Midwest Graphics and Awards, Paint, Nail, and Bar, Ron's Garage, Stadium Hardware, Standard Printing, Terry Lloyd and Company, Real Estate Agent Angie Smith, VentCon, Washtenaw Dairy, and Washtenaw Promise, Bob Ufer. So check that out. Lots of wonderful things out here for all of that. So check that out. Again, Washtenaw Promise is Belief in the Future for Every Child. WashtenaWPromise.org, started by Bob Ufer and Tom Wilson. Excellent. I did not know much about that. So let's play a couple messages from the MHSAA. We will be right back.
Here are 5 good reasons for high school multi-sport participation. Fewer overuse injuries, less opportunity for emotional burnout, exposure to different kids and coaches, exposure to different roles, and learning to compete better. Being a multi-sport participant can help a kid become a more well-rounded person. Multi-sport participation is cross-training for life. Learn more at the MHSAA website. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association promoting the value and values of educational athletics.
Where can you find good information on all kinds of topics related to the well-being of our student athletes? Check out the health and safety page of the MHSAA website. Learn about multi-sport participation, heat and hydration, cardiovascular resources, as well as insurance benefits available for our students. It's all on the health and safety page of MHSAA.com. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association promoting the value and values of educational athletics.
The love of the game draws us to sports, as players, coaches, spectators, and officials. For officials, it's a way to stay in the game they once played, to feel the thrill of putting on the uniform, stepping out of the playing surface, hustling to make the call, and building the relationships which can only be built in sports. If you still have that love for the game, we always need new officials. Register now at MHSAA.com. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics.
Sportsmanship has never been more important between the lines in athletics and outside those lines in our communities. To listen, to respect, to understand, to practice common decency, to have competition without contentiousness. Sportsmanlike qualities are essential components of life itself. Let's all work together to not only be good sports, but good people. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association promoting the value and values of educational athletics. Have we gotten to the point where at some high school game that an official has finally had enough from coaches, players, and adults, pulls off the whistle, and offers it to you? Let's hope not. There's no way you could do a better job. It's on everyone to promote good sportsmanship. So before you blurt something out about that next close call, consider this. Without the officials, nobody wins. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics.
Nearly 2,000 of the state's top student athletes will be recognized for excelling academically and in school activities through the MHSAA's Scholar Athlete Award, underwritten by Farm Bureau Insurance. The applicants will be in the running for a total of 32 $1,000 college scholarships. Application materials are available exclusively online through the MHSAA website. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics.
Health concerns in high school sports go beyond physical injuries. The mental well-being of our young people is a hotter topic than ever before. The Michigan High School Athletic Association website has resources to help adults and students recognize potential problems and deal with them in a positive way. You can learn more about these mental health resources on the Health and Safety page of the MHSAA website. A message from the MHSAA promoting the value and values of educational athletics. Can you go anywhere and find an endeavor in society where we've come to accept and tolerate an adult, and even kids, treating another adult the way we allow spectators, coaches, and players to treat a high school game official? Can you? No one has the right to abuse game officials. So before you blurt something out about that next close call, consider this. Without the officials, nobody wins. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics.
Here are 5 more good reasons for multi-sport participation. Multi-sport athletes are more coachable. They have higher athletic ceilings. They become better talent in the long run. They have higher sports IQs. Their sports skills transfer, and they are better teammates. Multi-sport participation is cross-training for life. Learn more at the MHSAA website. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics.
We'll play a couple more items in just a few moments, but we do want to mention a couple big things happening right around now. First and foremost, we want to welcome everybody to Pioneer versus Riverview-Cabrini, third game of the season for Pioneer, looking for a big, hopefully, win here. Going on right now is the... Oh, really? Somehow it didn't get in here. That's okay. I will bring it out. I tweeted it out earlier today. The best inflow competition is happening, and if you go out, you can get to the website. We tweeted out a nice, wonderful picture. It has a Pioneer, a person with a goalie helmet with purple hair coming out. Check that out. It is something that both Huron, Pioneer, Skyline, and Father Gabriel Richard are participating in. And the best inflow, what it is all the money raised goes towards let me pull this up really quickly here. And like I said, forgive me, I thought I had the MJR Foundation, which is the Miles Jeffrey Roberts Foundation. And during the Dan Gillick Hockey Tournament, the Best in Flow fundraiser will be taking place. So you can vote right now, and we will announce the winners during the game, between the games on the 9th. The 4 local Ann Arbor high school men's hockey teams, including Pioneer, Skyline, Huron, and Father Gabriel Richard, will work as a team to raise money for the MJRF Champs program while competing for the Gillick Cup. Each team needs their communities for help. So each of the teams have nominated their teammates with the best flow or the hair to represent them in the voting. So you can vote for the team that you believe has the best flow. Each dollar equals a vote for your favorite team flow, and it's helped support the MJRF Mental Health Champions Program, the expansion across high schools throughout Washtenaw County. Voting started on the 15th, so you can start to vote now. And if you do put out a donation, it might take a moment to show on there, but I did one earlier today, and it showed up very timely. So you can certainly vote for this. It's just a little bit. The Miles Jeffrey Roberts Foundation. Jeffrey Roberts was a Skyline hockey player who tragically took his own life at the age of 15, and just a tough thing for the entire community. And this group, this foundation, is a wonderful foundation supporting mental health and suicide prevention. So please help support them. It's the mental health is not an easy conversation to have, and doesn't get enough support in our society. So please help, especially in the athletic community. Help this foundation to help support young people for their mental health and suicide prevention. Right now, if you want to take a look at who is leading, the River Rats have 450 votes or $450 raised. Every dollar does go directly to the Miles Jeffrey Roberts Foundation. So Huron has 450, Skyline has 286, Pioneer has 605, leading the way with 20 donations. It was 8 donations for the 450 for Huron, 8 donations for the 268 for the Eagles, 20 donations for Pioneer, bringing in $605. Very proud of all you amazing Pioneer fans. And 5 donations for Father Gabriel Richard for $335. And it's a fun competition, obviously, but more importantly, everyone gathering together and really putting money together for this very important cause. So whoever you want to vote for, check out the teams with the best flow. If you want to go to the website, it is the MJR. Miles Jeffrey Roberts, MJRFoundation.org. And then if you go there, if you click on events, you'll find the link for the 2023 Gillick Cup Best in Flow competition. Again, that's the MJRFoundation.org. Go there, go to the events, and you can find the Best in Flow. Every vote is a huge, huge thing for this foundation and this cause. And to take something that was hugely painful for the community and especially for his family and make something good out of it is a wonderful thing. So thank you to a lot of people, especially Allison Kresge, who has been putting this together and efforting and working so hard with it. And we can't thank her enough for doing this amazing work. So please get out there and vote. We'll talk about that a little bit later as well. We have 3 minutes and 33 seconds as counting down. You can see that on the screen here. Both of these squads getting ready. Pioneer in their home jerseys, the white with the purple on the shoulders, numbers in purple on the back and on the sleeves. They have the Pioneer logo on the front. Black pants, the white socks with the purple and gray and black on them, and then the black helmets for all of the skaters and the goalies with the white helmets. Riverview-Cabrini has their dark jerseys. I think it's a really dark maroon. It might be a black. It may well be black. They have their maroon and gold across the sleeves, across the middle, the kind of mustard or goldish helmets, the dark pants, and the dark socks. And Riverview across the front, diagonally down, like an old school hockey jersey. So we're getting ready. People are coming in. Again, we have this game and then one more before the break for Thanksgiving. So we appreciate this. This is part of our 8th broadcast in 8 days. We have had 2 starting last Wednesday with the Coaches Show and a Pioneer Women's game, and we have had a broadcast every day since then. So Wednesday will be our 8th broadcast in 8 days. So really a great way to kick off the winter. Couldn't be more excited to see lots of hockey for Pioneer men, Pioneer women, Michigan women, lots of games going on, and it has been fantastic to kick off this winter season. We will have basketball coming up. We'll broadcast as many of those home games as we can for both men's and women's basketball coming up at the turn of the month. Those will start early in December. So we're excited to see what the men's and women's varsity basketball teams and the JV teams can do as well. So we're looking forward to that. Thank you for watching, sir, supporting these athletes wherever you are at. We are entirely grateful. Thank you so very much. Again, Pioneer is 2-0 on the season, beating this Riverview-Cabrini team at Kennedy Ice Arena. That was a 4-3 win, so a tight game. Pioneer hoping a little home ice advantage will allow them to get another win. But we know Riverview-Cabrini will be focused. They don't want to get swept, and they just saw Pioneer. They just had a win, so Riverview-Cabrini is 1-2 as they lost to Pioneer, and then they lost as well to, if I pull that up, they lost as well to Father Gabriel Richard. That's right, that was an 8-0 loss. But then they were able to beat Huron. So Huron went out to the Kennedy Ice Arena, and they were able to beat Huron out there. So something that obviously they're coming off of a win. They want to tally a couple wins together. Pioneer would like to keep the win streak going and make it 3 in a row. Again, we want to thank all the wonderful, amazing sponsors of Pioneer men's hockey. That includes Align Chiropractic Center, Alpha Coney, Ann Arbor Door Systems, the Ann Arbor Ice Cube, the Ann Arbor Running Company, Big George's Home Appliance Mart, Carlisle Grill, DW Skate Shop, Edwards and Schaefer Orthodontics, Franklin Templeton, John A. Papalis and Company, Kindling Creative. Try and pull that down just a little bit there and get a little bit of noise. Kindling Creative, Liberty Athletic Company, Liberty Dental, Dr. Kristen Johnson, DDS, Midwest Graphics and Awards, the Paint Nail Bar, Ron's Garage, Stadium Hardware, Standard Printing, Terry Lloyd and Company, Real Estate Agent Angie Smith, Ventcom, Washtenaw Dairy, and Washtenaw Promise, co-founder Bob Ufer. And I can only hope to be a quarter of the broadcaster that Mr. Ufer was, trying to support local teams and try and be half as exciting as he was. What a legend he was. So everyone getting the pucks picked up, 17 minutes up on the board. We'll see if we get an ice resurfacing after this or not. It looks like, I'm assuming, we're probably going to hop into the starting lineups and go, and we'll get a nice resurfacing between the periods. So it's been good. 2 wins to start off the season for the Pioneer men's team. Pioneer women's team had 3 wins in a row. They fell yesterday as we were at the Bay County Civic Arena out in just north of Bay City yesterday. Nice little hour-and-a-half drive where the Mid-Michigan Alliance beats the Pioneer women's hockey team 2-0, handing them their first loss. But we know they'll bounce back. They're off to a really good 3-1 start. So check out the Pioneer women's team as well. They're off until after the Thanksgiving holiday. But get out to Vets to see some of those home games, as they are a very exciting team to watch as well. It also meant I got to miss all the consternation of the early parts of the Lions games. As soon as I hopped into the car, it was the last drive by the Lions, so I got the elation without the consternation yesterday. All right. As first home game for Pioneer of the season. Starting for Riverview. Norcia comes out. Burns skates out to the blue line. Monahan comes out to the blue line. Beneteau skating out to the blue line. Excuse me. So that was Trakowski, and then between the pipes is Glover. Now for Pioneer. Skating out for Pioneer, Nolan Miller coming out starting. Armstrong starting for Pioneer. Yang starting for Pioneer at forward. Edwards skates out to the blue line starting for Pioneer. Sanborn skates out to the blue line. And between the pipes is Houston. Now, ladies and gentlemen, to honor America, the playing of the national anthem. As we are getting ready to go, wonderful to be back at the friendly confines of the Ann Arbor Ice Cube. Try and get my hat back on to hide my messy hair here. 17 minutes up on the clock as we're ready to get going. Pioneer versus Riverview-Cabrini. As we said, Pioneer off to a 2-game win streak. They'd like to make it 3. Riverview has a 1-game win streak after losing the first 2. They'd like to get back to 2-2 on the season. Good crowd here from both teams. We love it. Lots of Pioneer parents to our left. We love getting to see them all the time. Riverview brought a good contingent down as well. First game here from the Ann Arbor Ice Cube of the season. All right, got the broadcast one from Bet, so this is fantastic to get back in here. Teams gathered around. Riverview-Cabrini gathered around their net. Around Glover to our right. Pioneer getting last-minute instructions from the coaching staff across the way. Pioneer will be skating left to right here in this opening period. 17 minutes up on the clock. There's the whistle. Pioneer will head back out onto the ice. Houston skates down to our left. Riverview. Everyone but the starting 5 and Glover will skate to their bench. Nolan Miller in to take the face-off. Yang to his right. Armstrong to his left. And Sanborn and Edwards back behind them are the blue liners. On the other side, Norcia with the face-off. That comes all the way back. Yang trying to chase it. Monahan has it in the far corner. Rims it all the way around outside the near circle. Trying to get to it and put it right back behind. Armstrong gets it back over to Edwards. Edwards puts it right back behind the net. Armstrong trying to fire it in front to Nolan Miller. Battle for it out on the far side of the crease. Snap banked off of the near boards. Coming over. Armstrong comes into the near corner. Back behind the goal. Armstrong. There's a shot from the near circle. Got caught in a pair of skates. Coming in along the far boards. Here comes Norcia. Norcia over the blue line. Fires down the far boards. comes deep into the Pioneer zone. Sanborn chases it back behind Houston and along the near board. Sanborn stops on the near circle, heading back behind the goal. Sanborn trying to avoid pressure by Norcia. Sanborn gets it over to Yang at his own blue line. Yang fires it over through, making his way down. Armstrong has that poked away, coming back the other direction. Coming in, there's a shot and a save by Houston, as it was Horan who grabbed that puck and came all the way down and took the shot. 15:59 left to go here in the first. 0-0 is our score. Face-off in the far face-off circle, that to Houston's left. In to take the face-off, Holmes on one side, Commutin on the other. Face-off, pulled away. Here comes Pioneer as Sutton gets it into the neutral zone. Commutin through the slot. Commutin comes in with a shot. That comes right back behind Glover. Trying to poke that away is Garcia. Garcia and Commutin trying to get that banked in along the near boards, picked up there. Riverview trying to get it out of the zone. Sutton trying to hold it in. Racing down. Here comes Holmes. Holmes gains the Pioneer zone. High slot for Holmes. Holmes trying to take a shot. Houston sticks it into the near corner. Trying to pull it away. Here comes Pioneer. Commutin has that poke checked away. Houston trying to get to it. Knocked down. Friedman trying to pull that back right in front. Good save by Houston, and then they scored as Riverview-Cabrini gets on the board first. I believe that was Norcia who got the goal, as a turnover in the Pioneer zone leads to points by Riverview. Trying to take a look. Nope, that would be Horan who got that goal. So 1-0 at the in the first at the 15:37 mark. Number 8, Horan got the goal for Riverview-Cabrini. Pioneer down 1-0 here in the first. Houston got a little instructions. Now he's coming back. 15:37. Riverview up 1-0 here in the first period. Pioneer looking to make a big comeback and get it equal. The puck in along the near boards. Norcia has it. That pulled away. Coming down the other direction is Peterson. Peterson gets it into the zone. Takes a shot that goes wide to the far side. Picked up in the near corner as Sean Stone trying to pull that away. Now Brendan Stone gets it back into the near corner. Trying to pull that away. Battling with it. Peterson there. Now Brendan Stone trying to poke it outside of the near circle. Coming right back. Peterson sends it right back behind the goal underneath the far circle. Sean Stone has it. Sean Stone spinning with it, trying to weave through traffic. That poke checked outside the near circle. Put into the near corner. Trying to pull that away is Brendan Stone. That comes out through the neutral zone, bringing it down. Norcia fires it ahead. That launched all the way back deep by Hunter into the near corner. Trying to pull it is Turkowski with it into the near corner. That pulled away by Pioneer. Trying to skate away and get it in along the near boards. Fired ahead by Hudson. Back into the Riverview zone. Peterson trying to pull that away. Now Turkowski gets it to Holmes. Holmes gains his own top of the near circle. Shot there as good save by Houston. Sticks it into the near corner. Puck outside the near circle, bringing it ahead. Here comes Pioneer, racing ahead with it. That fired by Sanborn all the way deep into the near corner. That will be icing as it was fired from the wrong side of center ice. 14:15 left to go here in the first. 1-0. Riverview-Cabrini with the lead. Face-off comes back into the Pioneer zone in the near face-off circle. That is to Houston's right. And to take the face-off is Holmes. On the other side is Holt for Pioneer. There's a good blocker save by Houston into the near corner. Trying to pull it away, a quartet of players. Holmes trying to poke that away. Holt in there as well, trying to get that puck out of the near corner. Still trying to pull that away. Now Jones sends it back, right back behind. Finn Miller trying to pull that away. Holmes fires it. That banked off of the far boards. Ricochets right back behind the Pioneer goal. Sanborn trying to get it there. Now racing over. There is a heavy hit from behind. As I believe that was Holt who ended up going down. Thankfully, he looks okay. And that will be a penalty upcoming as checking from behind called at 13:39. So Pioneer will have the power play. So Pioneer power play. Face-off in the far face-off circle. Trying to get to it. Nolan Miller comes back to the far point. Friedman sends it outside the far circle. Pioneer with it there. There's a shot. Saved by Glover. Goes right back behind Friedman, back behind the goal. Friedman trying to get it into the far corner. Nolan Miller pinned against the boards. Racing Yang with the shot that comes all the way back out. Slips back into the neutral zone. Friedman races back into his own zone to grab it in along the near boards. Friedman passes it over to Sanborn. Sanborn brings it ahead. Sanborn over through center ice. Now Armstrong, top of the far circle. Armstrong outside of the far circle sends it back to Yang. Yang on that far circle moves it back to the far point to Sanborn. Sanborn sticks it into the crease, into the slot. There's a shot that going off of the side of the net by Armstrong. Cabrini puts it in along the near boards. Now that lifted all the way down the ice. 12:47 left to go here in the first period. That was a 5-minute penalty for checking from behind, by the way, a major penalty, so it's non-releasable. If Pioneer scores, it will not go away. 3 minutes, 57 seconds left in that penalty as it's fired all the way back. Ress has it in his own zone. Ress lifts it ahead. That tip by Sutton. Now brought in, coming down the far board. Shot there by Nolan Miller. In outside of the near circle, grabbed there. Sutton has it, high slot. Sutton coming in. Sutton with a shot. Oh, trying to get to it out front. That held in. Good job by Commutin. Commutin on the far circle. Spins there. Commutin had a number of goals. I believe it was a hat trick in the last game, but I didn't write it down. Ress has it on the near circle. Then that lifted all the way down the ice, cleared by Riverview-Cabrini. 3:22 left to go in the major penalty to Cabrini. 11:58 left to go here in the first. 1-0. Cabrini with the lead. Coming down the near boards. Commutin trying to get to it. That fired right back in by Holmes, who is dangerous. Holmes fires it. That off the side of the net. Deflects top of the near circle. Now Commutin trying to get away. Coming up as managed to get away from Zuch on the near circle. Commutin stick in the way. And that was Sims got a stick in the way, and that went up into the netting. 11:36 left to go here in the first. 2:57 left to go in the major penalty to Cabrini. 1-0. Cabrini with the lead. Face-off in the near face-off circle. That will be to the left of Glover. Puck in along the near boards with it as Brendan Stone shot from the far point and a score! Pioneer gets it tied up as Sanborn with the blast from the far point. And I'm not sure if someone tipped it. And they'll have Sanborn go through the line first, so I don't think anyone else tipped it. Sanborn put it in at 11:27. Pioneer goal by Sanborn, and we're knotted up at 1 apiece. Now again, because it's a major penalty, it does not expire like a normal penalty would. So the player has to stay in the box, and there's 2 minutes, 46 seconds left on this major power play for Pioneer. Sanborn brings it over the blue line, tips it back. Pioneer gathers it in, top of the far circle. Armstrong trying to get it high slot to Friedman. That puck tipped back out, coming over. Trakowski trying to pull it away in along the far boards. Armstrong fires it right back into the Cabrini zone. That lifted all the way down the ice. Rimming around the far boards. Friedman trying to pull it outside of the far circle. Here comes Pioneer racing ahead. Armstrong gets it ahead. Now losing an edge, trying to fire it back deep was Peterson, rushing the other direction. Here comes Cabrini. Cabrini gets it over to Holmes in the slot. That poked into the far corner by Armstrong. Picked up there as Finn Miller gets it back into the near corner for Ress. Ress coming down the near boards. Ress over his own blue line. Ress through center ice. Ress into the Cabrini zone outside the near circle. The puck into the near corner, rimmed all the way around the boards. As Nolan Miller trying to hold it in at the far point. Nolan Miller, he's poked off the puck, but Peterson has it on the far circle. He sends it right back behind the goal outside the near circle. Ress trying to get to it, but that lifted all the way down the ice. All the way back to get it. Nolan Miller has it in his own zone. 10:07 left to go here in the first. That puck trying to get it over to Nolan Miller just off of the tip of his stick and all the way back into the Pioneer zone. 1 minute, 19 seconds left to go here in the power play for Pioneer. 1-1 is our score. Riverview scored first, then Pioneer able to tie it up as that comes back and along the far boards. Here comes Pioneer through their blue line. Racing ahead with it is Armstrong. Armstrong outside the near circle. Armstrong goes back behind the goal. Armstrong underneath the far circle there. Armstrong sends it to Yang in the far corner into the slot. Coming over, shot, and a goal by Pioneer! Armstrong puts it in for the second goal for Pioneer. 49 seconds left on the power play. Armstrong with the goal. That at 9:28. Pioneer takes the 2-1 lead here at the Ann Arbor Ice Cube. Face off right at center ice. Fantastic crowd here. We really appreciate all the wonderful, amazing Pioneer fans and all the Riverview fans who came as well. Sutton trying to get to it. That tipped all the way back into the zone. Racing back to get it is Edwards. Edwards has it in the near corner. Edwards trying to pull that away. Now Kresge into the far corner trying to get it out of the zone. Kresge has it on the far circle. Feeds it down through the neutral zone. That tipped. Trying to fire it right back in was Garcia. Pioneer pulls it in. Commuton has it. And right at the near point, Edwards puts it into the near corner. That slips back behind to Garcia. Garcia trying to get it over to Commuton. 15 seconds left on the power play. It goes all the way down the ice as the power play will expire. 7 seconds left before Pioneer can really probably get another shot on goal. Right back behind. That rims all the way over to Garcia outside the near circle. Garcia into the neutral zone over center ice. Puts it between a player's legs, but offside's called. 3 shots on goal for Pioneer on the big board, 5 for Riverview, but Pioneer has the 2-1 lead with 8:32 left to go here in the first. Face-off will be outside of the Riverview zone in the near face-off circle. Holt in to take the face-off. Jones to his right. Over to his left is Carnell. That fired all the way back, racing back to get it. Andrianopoulos. By the way, Jacob Andrianopoulos helped us out a lot with camera for the women's games last season. We cannot thank him enough. His sisters, both Olivia and Zoe, play for the Pioneer women's team, and his father helped me with camera yesterday. So they are just a fantastic family putting up with me and helping me out, so I'm grateful. Holt in to take the face-off in the far face-off circle. Holmes on the other side. That to the right of Glover. Loose puck on that far circle, controlled by Cabrini as they bring it over through the neutral zone. Coming down, Cabrini fires it back deep. That puck into the near corner. Sanborn trying to get to it. Trying to get it away, bringing that up, causing issues back there is Zurch. Now getting it over to Holt. Holt gains the Riverview zone. Holt into the near corner, trying to take it back behind the goal and along the end boards. Jones now trying to pick that up. The puck in along the near boards. Riverview sends it right to center ice. In along the near boards, pulling it in is Zutch. Zutch fires it back deep. Sanborn gets it back behind his own goal. Sanborn stops there, rims it all the way back to the far point. That's held in by Monahan. Sanborn into the far corner. Sanborn trying to chip it ahead, trying to get it to Carnell, and it comes right back behind. Racing, Hunter tried to grab it. That pulled away by Pioneer. Jones in along the near boards. Tip right back behind Houston into the far corner. Andrianopoulos with it there. Andrianopoulos chips it ahead. That back to the far point. Again held in. Loose puck as Hunter fires it back deep. Sanborn rims it all the way out. That gets back into the neutral zone. Pulled back there. Fired the other direction by Burns. The puck in along the far boards into the Pioneer zone. That poked out. Pioneer changing. That knocked away by Peterson. Peterson trying to get it deep. That grab by Sims right at center ice. Pulled back, heading the other direction. Zutch has it into the Pioneer zone. Puts it into the near corner. Zutch banks it away. Trying to pull it back. Norcia trying to get it. Here comes Peterson for Pioneer. Peterson on the near circle. Peterson comes in. Shot. There's a save by Glover. 6:45 left to go here in the first. 2-1 Pioneer with the lead. Face-off will be in the near face-off circle inside of the Riverview zone. At to Glover's left. Sean Stone in to take the face-off. Peterson to his right. Armstrong to his left. And pull back. Jofa's one of the defenders. And pull back over there. The other defender is is Ress. That pulled in. Riverview brings it down, trying to fire it over to Turkowski, and back into the neutral zone. Pulled back Riverview. Sends it back deep into their own zone. Sims has it in front of his goal, banks it right to his blue line. Racing over to try and get to that is Sean Stone. That tipped by Turkowski, but fired back out by Ress. That puck right at the blue line, racing over to get it. Sean Stone trying to keep it in now. Armstrong battling at the near point, trying to fire it back deep. Armstrong battling a trio of Riverview players as Pioneer gets a line change. Great work back there. As Norcia trying to pull that off of the end boards. Back there Sims as well, trying to get away from Anderson. Now coming in, Nolan Miller trying to poke that away, lever it off of the end boards. Coming away with it, Armstrong, wraparound attempt out in front. Loose on the near circle. Holding it in, excellent job. Firing it back is Jof. Jof gets it over into the far corner to Yang. Yang outside the far circle, trying to get it back on that far circle. Now here comes Riverview the other direction. Riverview comes down the far boards, coming in, trying to make a move. That comes into the near circle as that was Worthy. Trying to pull it away. Now Yang, top of the near circle, feeds it across the way. Pioneers skating through traffic, trying to get in deep on the far circle. That fired back by Ress. The puck outside the far circle. Now Nolan Miller, it poked away, held in at the far point. Racing in. Commuton has it back behind the goal. Commuton on the near circle, fires it high slot. There's a shot by Finn Miller. Oh, comes just out to the near side. Nolan Miller not able to get a stick on it, coming all the way back out. Finn Miller holds it in at the far point. Sutton chases it into the far corner. That lifted outside the far circle, sent back into the neutral zone, but Finn Miller fires it right back into the Riverview zone. 4:44 left to go here in the first. 2-1, Pioneer with the lead. They have the 5-7 shots on goal edge now. It was Riverview really doing yeoman work, making that tough early on. Here comes Sutton. Sutton over center. Sutton bringing it down for Pioneer. Poke checked away right on the far circle. Good defense by Riverview as they bring it ahead. That grabbed and fired ahead by Burns, but brought right back deep into the zone. Injured Pioneer player as Commuton down on the ice. 4:12 left to go, and we don't want to see any of these wonderful players hurt. Commuton went down, looked to get up, and then took an extra second. Trainer out onto the ice. Commuton is on his knees, so he's kind of sitting up, but was in some obvious pain, so really appreciate the trainers here trying to take care of everyone. We hope Commuton will be all right. Coach comes out to check him out as well with 4:11 left. Yang and Sutton Sutton now trying to help him up. Yang helps the trainer back over to the bench. As big round of applause, good sportsmanship by both of these crowds, cheering when an injured player gets up, either which team. Always love to see that good sportsmanship as Commuton back on the bench. We hope he will be all right. You never want to see any of these wonderful, amazing athletes injured. That is going to come outside of the Riverview zone in the face-off circle, just outside the Riverview zone. Holt in to take the face-off. That was versus Norcia. Now here comes Riverview, only over their own blue line. They fire it down as Turkowski trying to get to it, loose in the slot. Coming in, still loose in the slot, now picked up by Jones. Jones over his own blue line. Jones coming through center ice. Jones fires it from the blue line. That just goes high outside the near circle. Holt trying to knock that away, and there is a whistle. And there is an interference call coming up. 3:48 left to go here in the first. As that is interference, into the box goes Beneteau. Pioneer with another power play, that at 3:48. 2 power play goals, by the way, for Pioneer earlier. They're looking to get another one. That puck all the way back into the Pioneer zone, racing back to get it to Sanborn. Sanborn on the near circle is in zone. Zone turning with it. Sanborn feeds it at. Now racing down. Brendan Stone has it now put back deep into the far corner, rimmed all the way around, and that fired all the way back deep into the Pioneer zone. And pressure coming from Turkowski. Sanborn feeds it through the neutral zone. That tip back deep. Peterson racing back to get it in along the end boards. Peterson trying to pull that away as he was battling Horan back there. The puck into the near corner. That chipped all the way high down the ice. 3 minutes left to go here in the first. 2-1. Pioneer with the lead. 1 minute 11 seconds left in the Pioneer power play. Puck back behind the goal coming down the near boards. Racing ahead with it, Sanborn. Sanborn gains his own high slot, takes a shot that goes wide to the near side. Rocketed back in along the near boards of the neutral zone. Yang has it at his own blue line. Yang slides back, looking ahead, trying to avoid pressure by Riverview. Yang gains his own. Yang outside the near circle. Yang and tipped and lifted all the way down the ice. 2 minutes 27 seconds left to go here in the first. 37 seconds in the power play for Pioneer. Racing ahead with it. Puck. Nolan Miller trying to get to it. Held in by Rest at the far point. Shot there and a glove save by Glover. 2:13 left to go here in the first. 26 seconds left to go in the Pioneer power play. Pioneer has the 2-1 lead. Face-off in the far face-off circle. So run in to take the face-off. Commuting back out there. We love to see that. Hope he's looks like he's all right. That puck in along the end boards of the Pioneer zone. 19 seconds left in the power play. Rez has it right back behind his own goal. Fires it ahead. That grabbed over the blue line. Coming down with it. Commuting feeds it over to Garcia. Garcia outside the far circle. Back to Commuting. Commuting into the far corner. Commuting trying to pull that away. Commuting outside the far circle now. Fires it. That puck comes high. Slot lifted back. Here comes Riverview as they fire it down the far boards. Rest trying to knock it away. Riverview back to full strength. The puck comes to the Pioneer blue line. Trying to bring it ahead. Racing down with it. Into the zone and dumping it back deep is Rest. The puck into the far corner. Deflected outside the near circle. Beneteau with it there. Beneteau trying to lift it out of the zone. Garcia back there coming away with it. Commuting with the shot and he hit a post. There's another shot, another post and a score as Commuting hit the post and then it came right back to him. He fired it and this time it hit the post and in. Pioneer with the 3-1 lead. That at 1:15 in the first. Commuting puts it in for the Pioneer goal. Face-off right at center ice. Holton to take the face-off. Pulled back. Coming ahead with it is Sims. Down the far boards into the Pioneer zone outside the far circle. Nolan Miller trying to knock it away. Comes back to the near point. There's a shot by Horan. Goes up into the netting. They'll drop it again in the Pioneer zone. 1 minute left to go here in the first. 3-1 Pioneer with the lead. They're trying to get their third win of the season as Riverview is 1-2 trying to get it back to 500. Face-off. Holt trying to get it in the near face-off circle, trying to poke it back. That grab. Jones coming down the near boards over his own blue line. Jones feeds it all the way back deep, trying to pick it up. Carnell going outside the far circle. That lifted back. Sanborn has it. Fades back to his own blue line. Sanborn firing it ahead. That was tipped by Jones. Comes into the near corner of the Riverview zone. They fire that all the way down. They're going to say it was not icing, as they say one of the Pioneers players could have touched it. As Sanborn fires it ahead. That tipped right to center ice. Intercepted by Horan. Fires it all the way down on the far boards, and there's a shot from center ice. Able to handle it was Houston. The puck in along the near boards in neutral zone. Icing waved off again. Racing back to get it is Burns. Burns trying to fire it. That off comes back to the far point. Carnell fires it back in along the end boards. Pin there, trying to bring it away, battle for it, and that will be the end of the first. At the end of one, Pioneer as the 3-1 lead is taking a look at 15:37. It was a goal that by Horan for Riverview to put them up 1-0. Then at 13:39, it was a major penalty to Riverview. Checking from behind gave Pioneer a 5-minute power play. Pioneer scored at 11:27 as it was Sanborn with the Pioneer power play goal to make it level. Then at 9:29, Armstrong put it in for the 2-1 lead. There was another penalty at 3:48 for interference to Gabriel Richard. Then at 1:15, it was Commuton who put it in for the goal, and Pioneer with the 3-1 lead. Again, the next game for Pioneer will be at 7:30 here at the Ann Arbor Ice Cube Wednesday versus Saline. So come on down. We'd love to see all of you here. We'd love to see a wonderful, wonderful crowd. So we appreciate that. We love everyone out, and it's always a big crowd between Saline and Pioneer. Let's play a few messages from the MHSAA, and we will be right back.
Here are 5 good reasons for high school multi-sport participation. Fewer overuse injuries, less opportunity for emotional burnout, exposure to different kids and coaches, exposure to different roles, and learning to compete better. Being a multi-sport participant can help a kid become a more well-rounded person. Multi-sport participation is cross-training for life. Learn more at the MHSAA website. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association promoting the value and values of educational athletics.
Where can you find good information on all kinds of topics related to the well-being of our student athletes? Check out the health and safety page of the MHSAA website. Learn about multi-sport participation, heat and hydration, cardiovascular resources, as well as insurance benefits available for our students. It's all on the health and safety page of MHSAA.com. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association promoting the value and values of educational athletics.
The love of the game draws us to sports, as players, coaches, spectators, and officials. For officials, it's a way to stay in the game they once played, to feel the thrill of putting on the uniform, stepping out of the playing surface, hustling to make the call, and building the relationships which can only be built in sports. If you still have that love for the game, we always need new officials. Register now at MHSAA.com. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics.
Sportsmanship has never been more important between the lines in athletics and outside those lines in our communities. To listen, to respect, to understand, to practice common decency, to have competition without contentiousness. Sportsmanlike qualities are essential components of life itself. Let's all work together to not only be good sports, but good people. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics. Have we gotten to the point where at some high school game that an official has finally had enough from coaches, players, and adults, pulls off the whistle, and offers it to you? Let's hope not. There's no way you could do a better job. It's on everyone to promote good sportsmanship. So before you blurt something out about that next close call, consider this. Without the officials, nobody wins. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics.
Nearly 2,000 of the state's top student athletes will be recognized for excelling academically and in school activities through the MHSAA's Scholar Athlete Award, underwritten by Farm Bureau Insurance. The applicants will be in the running for a total of 32 $1,000 college scholarships. Application materials are available exclusively online through the MHSAA website. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics.
Let's do an intermission scoreboard report here as we take a look at a number of games that have started off. Last time Pioneer played was last Thursday, so let's take a look at Friday and see if we can come up with some things. So last Friday, it was Genesee beating Alliance Grace Unified 3-0. It was Byron Center beating Grand Rapids Christian 3-0. Cap City beat Fenton Linden 4-1. It was West Ottawa with a 1-goal win over Matawan 4-3. Brother Rice with a 4-goal win over Marquette 5-1. It was Romeo shutting out Anchor Bay 3-0. White Lake Lakeland beat Big Rapids 5-1. It was East Grand Rapids beating Livonia Stevenson 4-1. Thumb Area Legion beat Troy United 4-3. It was Sparta beating East Kentwood 9-1. Houghton put it on Escanaba 11-1. It was the FMV Griffins beating the Bay Area Thunder 4-3. Jeffers doubled up Sheboygan 4-2. It was Gaylord with a 3-goal win over Wyandotte Roosevelt 8-5. The Hancock Bulldogs beat Alpena 3-2. It was Bishop Foley United beating New Boston United 5-1. University Liggett beat Detroit Country Day 4-3. It was Bay City topping Grosse Pointe South 4-3. Western Pinckney beat Lenawee 9-4. It was Plymouth topping Saline 2-1. Grand Rapids Catholic Central beat Granville 4-1. It was a 1-goal win by Salem over Jensen 5-4. Sault Ste. Marie beat Milford by 8-9-1. It was Eastside shutting out the Tri-Valley Titans 5-0. University of Detroit Jesuit beat St. Ignace 7-6. Rochester Stony Creek beat Divine Child 7-3. And it was a 2-2 tie between Walled Lake United and Utica Eisenhower. That was last Friday. Taking a look at Saturday. Total of 38 games Saturday. That included Houghton doubling up Heartland 4-2. It was L'Anse Unified with a 1-goal win over Northern Oakland 5-4. It was Marquette with a 3-goal win over Lake Orion 4-1. Gainey beat Sheboygan 8-3. It was Riverview-Cabrini beating Huron 4-3. Petoskey beat Wyandotte Roosevelt by a goal 3-2. It was a Grand Rapids Catholic Central shutting out West Ottawa 5-0. Cap City with a 5-goal win over Midland Dow 8-3. It was Sault Ste. Marie beating White Lake Lakeland 4-1. Byron Center also beat Livonia Stevenson 4-1. East Grand Rapids with a 3-goal win over Salem 5-2. Farmington United topped Bishop Foley United 8-5. It was Alpena 6 and Manistee 1. Utica Eisenhower with a 1-goal win over Rochester Stony Creek 5-4. It was Bay Area Thunder beating the Thumb Area Legion 2-1. Brighton shut out Detroit Country Day 4-0. It was the Portage Muskies topping Jackson 4-1. Trenton shut out Woodhaven with a 10-0 win. It was Troy United beating New Boston United 6-4. Cransbrook Kingswood shut out Traverse City West 3-0. It was Clarkston beating Rochester United 4-1. Rockford with a 4-goal win over Hudsonville 7-3. It was Anchor Bay beating Utica Ford Unified 6-4. The M1 Griffins beat Orchard Lake White 5-2. It was Jensen topping Sparta 5-1. Gaylord beat Lakeshore by 6 goals 8-2. It was South Line Unified beating Lenawee 11-3. Lumen Christi shut out Kalamazoo United 8-0. Tawas beat the Tri-Valley Titans by a goal 5-4. Grosse Pointe South beat Marysville 3-2. It was Howell beating Novi 6-2. Birmingham Unified beat Canton by 3 goals 5-2. It was a 2-2 tie between Eastside and Chelsea, and Romeo really put it on Grosse Pointe North 15-1. 3 lone games on Sunday, and we pull those up. It was Shady Side Academy beating Northville 6-5. That was out in Pittsburgh. Fun trip for Northville. No score reported between Heartland and the Hancock Bulldogs, but it was St. Ignace beating University of Detroit Jesuit. This is the lone game today. So we know that it is Pioneer 3 and Riverview-Cabrini 1. As they just resurfaced the ice, the teams should come out momentarily. Let's play a little bit of push on, and then we will have your opening puck drop for the second period.
Here are 5 good reasons for high school multi-sport participation. Fewer overuse injuries, less opportunity for emotional burnout, exposure to different kids and coaches, exposure to different roles, and learning to compete better. Being a multi-sport participant can help a kid become a more well-rounded person. Multi-sport participation is cross-training for life. Learn more at the MHSAA website. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association promoting the value and values of educational athletics.
Where can you find good information on all kinds of topics related to the well-being of our student athletes? Check out the health and safety page of the MHSAA website. Learn about multi-sport participation, heat and hydration, cardiovascular resources, as well as insurance benefits available for our students. It's all on the health and safety page of MHSAA.com. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association promoting the value and values of educational athletics.
Can you go anywhere and find an endeavor in society where we've come to accept and tolerate an adult, and even kids, treating another adult the way we allow spectators, coaches, and players to treat a high school game official? Can you? No one has the right to abuse game officials. So before you blurt something out about that next close call, consider this. Without the officials, nobody wins. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association promoting the value and values of educational athletics.
Well, the officials and Riverview-Cabrini are out. Pioneer should be out momentarily. Pioneer going from right to left here in this second period. They have the 3-1 lead. Riverview capitalized on turnover in the Pioneer zone to get the opening goal as Horat scored at 15:37 left in the period. Then Pioneer answered back at 11:27. It was Sanborn with a power play goal. At 9:29, it was Armstrong with the power play goal. And at 1:15, it was Commuton with the goal. And that's where we're at, 3-1. Pioneer with the lead. On comes the Pioneer team in their home white jerseys, as again they will be skating right to left in this second period. Houston checks in at the bench, then he grabs his water bottle and stretches out a little bit. He'll skate down to our right. 17 minutes up on the clock. First home game for Pioneer. They were on the road for two straight, one at Kennedy Ice Arena and one over at the Taylor Sportsplex. This is our first home game since Wednesday, as we've had a number of different fun locations to go to, including Troy and Byron Center and lots of great places. So a few miles on the van, but I love it. The puck in along the near boards, fired back deep. And it goes all the way back, fired deep by Zurch into the far corner of the Pioneer zone. Riverview-Cabrini has it, blast from the far point, comes outside the near circle. Pioneer trying to knock it back out into the neutral zone. Here comes Yang, top of the near circle, Yang. Centering attempt, trying to get it over to Nolan Miller, wouldn't settle down for him. He goes right back behind the goal, pinned in against the far boards. Armstrong chases it, that comes outside the near circle. Bringing it ahead. Racing for it, Zurch fires it down. And pulled into the Pioneer zone outside the far circle. Shot goes wide outside the near circle. Another shot there, saved by Houston. That one comes up above the goal as Holmes has it back in along the end boards. That puck right out in front. Sanborn trying to pull it away, banks it off the far boards. Now racing over Yang, trying to get to it, but that held in by Horat. That puck comes back out to center. Here comes Nolan Miller. Nolan Miller gains the zone. Nolan Miller takes a shot and a glove save by Glover. 15:57 left to go here in the second. 3-1. Pioneer with the lead. Face-off in the Riverview-Cabrini zone in the far face-off circle. That to Glover's left. Commuting in to take the face-off. On the other side is Norcia. There's a shot top of the far circle. Comes into the near corner. Loose, trying to pull it away, grabbing it, Commuting, weaving through traffic. Commuting with a shot that just goes high. All the way back to the far point, Friedman holds it in. Battle for it, top of the far circle coming in. There's a shot and a save. As Sutton took a shot from the far circle, Glover able to get it glove down. 15:41 left to go here in the second. 3-1, Pioneer with the lead. Face-off in the far face-off circle. Commuting again in to take the face-off. Wins it back. There's a shot by Rez that just goes wide from the high slot. Back behind Sutton. Puts it in along the far boards. That grab. Commuting trying to hold it in. Now that slips all the way back to the Pioneer blue line. Grab there, Friedman fires it in along the near boards. Garcia back over to Commuton, top of the far circle. Commuton with the wrister. And comes, centering attempt. Rez has it at the near point. Rez gets it outside the near circle. Sutton trying to fire it out in front for Garcia. Commuton outside the far circle with it. Commuton rims it right back behind the goal. Now Garcia underneath the far circle. In Sutton gets it from Garcia and puts it in. Garcia took it from the far side, got it to Sutton. Just on the near corner, slipped over. Glover trying to slide from left to right and just couldn't get there in time. And Sutton with the goal for Pioneer. Pioneer goes up 4-1. That here in the second, 15:06. Sutton with the Pioneer goal. Face off right at center ice. That grab heading back into the zone. Pull back. Jof trying to send it over. The puck outside the near circle in the Pioneer zone. Trying to grab it loose. That poked back. Now fired into the near corner. Back over is Zuch. Fired out. Back to the far point. Shot there from Norcia. Now pulled back behind. Trying to grab it back there is Horan. The puck comes into the near corner of the Pioneer zone. Trying to bring it ahead is Kresge. Kresge gets it ahead. Now Braden Stone had it. That brought right back in by Horan on the far circle of the Pioneer zone. Banked in along the near boards. Picked up. Sims has it at his own blue line. Sims coming down the near board. Sims trying to weave through traffic. Sims comes in high slot. Loses the puck. That steered back behind as Kresge has it. It was a good job by Jof to separate him from the puck. There's a shot that just whistles right through the crease. Coming in, Horan with it, top of the far circle. And puck comes outside the near circle. Shot there, trying to fire that is Worthy. Stopped right at the near point. High slot there by Riverview. Good job to knock that away by Jof again. Coming down the far boards. Here comes Peterson. Peterson with a shot that out into the slot. Good save by Glover. Held in at the far point. Nolan Miller with a shot. That comes outside the near circle. Holmes trying to get it out of the zone. Sends it back to Sims. Sims banks it off the far boards. Intercepted by Carnell. Now pulled back. The puck grabbed right at center ice. Changing hands a few times. Now coming in, Zuch loses it. That fired right back the other direction by Pioneer as Carnell fires it back deep. Now come back into the Pioneer zone on an icing call fired from the wrong side of center ice. 13:20 left to go here in the second. 13 shots on goal by Pioneer, 8 for Riverview. Pioneer with the 4-1 lead. Face off in the near face off circle. Comes into the slot. Quick shot there by Hunter. Steered into the far corner. Finn Miller trying to pull that away. Trying to get away from Norcia. And chipped right back by Holmes. Right back behind the Pioneer goal. Hunter trying to get it back over to Holmes. That goes right back behind. Good job by Finn Miller to keep it from getting right out in front of the goal. Puck out in front. Trying to grab it back there is Holt. Holt into the far corner as it slips right back in along the end boards behind the Pioneer goal. Finn Miller into the near corner, gets it ahead as Carnell over center, poked away from him, but Finn Miller sends it back deep into the Riverview-Cabrini zone. Grab back there, grabbing it as Burns in along the end boards. That in along the far boards, trying to hold it in is Sanborn. Sanborn takes off of the skate. Sanborn outside the far circle, stops there. Sanborn trying a centering attempt. Puck wouldn't settle down. Sanborn tips it. Top of the far circle. Holt racing for it. Held in. Good job by Jones with a shot. That goes wide to the near side. Friedman holding it in. Friedman takes an elbow, and that fired all the way down the ice. That will be icing, but in high school hockey, you can get a line change on icing, unlike college or pro. A little bit of a difference between the games. 12:11 left to go here in the second. 4-1 Pioneer with the lead. Face-off in the near face-off circle. Nolan Miller in to take the face-off. Having some problems reading those dark Cabrini jerseys, so forgive me. Adrianopoulos holding it in. Now that fired back deep. Racing back to get it. Zuch outside and trying to feed it over as a centering pass. Wouldn't settle down into the far corner. Cabrini as Norcia with the shot out. Ooh, and out on the far side. Bouncing puck. Another shot and a hand pass called. There's a couple big shots there. Houston able to make a couple really nice saves. The hand pass brings it outside of the Pioneer zone. 11:49 left to go here in the second. And it's going to come all the way back into the Riverview end. Face-off will be to Glover's right in the near face-off circle. Holmes in to take the face-off. Nolan Miller on the other side. The puck on the near circle. Trying to work his way through his Armstrong outside the near circle. Trying to lift that ahead is Ulrich. And Armstrong with a shot. There's a glove save. Glover. And will come onto the near circle again. Good shot by Armstrong outside the near circle. Pioneer gets a line change with 11:37 left to go here in the second. Commuting in to take the face-off. Sutton to his left, Garcia to his right. Kresge and Edwards are the blue liners. That puck outside the far circle. Edwards trying to poke that back deep. And trying to pull it away back there is Worthy. Worthy sends it down the near boards and through the neutral zone. Edwards racing back, trying to get it away from Horan. Horan has the lone goal by Riverview. There's a big check there. The puck right back behind the Pioneer goal now, coming up through the slot. Is firing that. Commuting has it back, top of the far circle in his own zone. Commuting gets it to Sutton at center ice. Sutton chips it off of the boards. And it gets stopped off of Garcia. Now coming in, Commuting takes a big shoulder check as that goes into the far corner. The puck lifted into the near corner now as Riverview-Cabrini sends it down the near boards. Picked up there, racing in. Holmes fires it back deep and along the end boards, trying to fire it out in front. And poked back to the far point, slips back into the neutral zone. Grabbing it there is Burns. Burns gets it to the near point, but Sutton trying to fire it out of the zone. Zutch providing pressure. That fired all the way down, but an icing call. Kresge frustrated. And it will come right back into the Pioneer zone. 10:26 left to go. Shots on goal now 14 for Pioneer, 9 for Riverview. Face-off will be in the near face-off circle. That to Houston's left. Norcia in to take the face-off for Riverview. Sean Stone on the other side for Pioneer. Ress has it back behind. He takes a check. And lifted in along the far boards, back out into neutral. Racing down with it, Sean Stone has it. Top of the far circle, stops there. Shot that got deflected off. Trying to get it right in Stone. Now calling for it is Peterson. The puck in the far corner. Pulling it out, Sean Stone sends it right back behind the goal. Now underneath the near circle, Peterson gets it back to the near point. Ress outside the near circle. Peterson with a shot that just goes high. Jof holds it in at the far point, sends it outside the far circle. Trying to pick it up there is Sean Stone. Now Brendan Stone has it. That back through the neutral zone. Jof has it at center ice. Jof over to Rez down the near boards. Back to Jof in his own zone, top of the far circle. Quickly ahead. Peterson tips it. I thought Peterson tipped it. Apparently not, because that'll be icing and head back into the Pioneer zone. Well, the officials have a better view of it than I do. 9:35 left to go here in the second. 4-1 Pioneer with the lead here at the Ann Arbor Ice Cube. 2 home games in a row after a pair of road games. The game today and the game on Wednesday. Holmes in to take the face-off. As Holt on the other side for Pioneer. The puck outside the far circle, back to the far point. Shot there by Zutch, loose. That tip back into the neutral zone. Sims has it back in his own zone. Sims over the blue line. That puck tipped away, trying to get it. Zutch with a shot and puts it in the upper right-hand corner. So Zutch gets it down to a 2-goal lead as he got there right on the near circle, and it was a very well-placed shot that found the upper right-hand corner. So it's now 4-2 at the 9:15 mark. So Riverview-Cabrini opened up the scoring. Pioneers scored 4 straight goals. Now Riverview-Cabrini answers back with a goal of their own. Sanborn in along the near boards, lifts it, that ahead. Armstrong fires it. That's sticked up into the netting by Glover. He's doing a nice job bouncing it off the stick down there is Sims, showing infinitely more hand-eye coordination than I have, but that's not a high bar. Face-off in the near face-off circle. Nolan Miller in to take the face-off. Armstrong gets it into the near corner. Nolan Miller trying to avoid Holmes. That lifted back to the near point. Now tipped out into the neutral zone. Armstrong with it. Racing back. Trying to come in is Howren. Howren puts it in along the end boards back behind the Pioneer goal. Picked up by Sanborn in the far corner. Sanborn and Howren still battling. Now Nolan Miller comes away with it. Puck wouldn't settle down for him. Coming into the near corner, right, fired out in front. Here comes Armstrong. Armstrong trying to avoid pressure by Cabrini. Yang coming down. That poked away from him as Cabrini brings it in. Zuch gets it top of the far circle. And Nolan Miller puts it in along the far boards. Here comes Yang. Yang trying to feed it ahead, and Sims intercepts. Right back to center ice. Pulling it back. Armstrong pops it in along the far boards, gets it into the Riverview zone. Armstrong chasing into the far corner, trying to get it away from Sims. Sims lifts it high back into the neutral zone. That deflects coming down. Icing waved off. Zuch gets it into the near corner, trying to poke that away. As Finn Miller trying to grab it outside the near circle, trying to get it ahead to Armstrong. That popped up is Turkowski. There's a shot saved by Houston. Bouncing puck as Armstrong takes it back behind the goal and puts it into the far corner. Hunter trying to pull it away there. Nolan Miller back over to Yang. That back into the neutral zone. Worthy has it. Slips back into his own zone for Riverview. Into the far corner. Sims has it. Armstrong providing pressure. They lift that all the way down the ice. That'll be a shot on goal. Houston has to stop it. 7:32 left to go here in the second. Friedman sends it along the far boards. Pioneer through center ice. Racing ahead with it. Top of the far circle. Trying to get in. There's a shot by Commutin. Commutin in the high slot. Commutin with another shot as that pops up onto the near circle. Is Norcia trying to get it out of the zone. Commutin trying to dig it off of the wall outside of the near circle, trying to pull it away from a trio of Riverview players. Andrianopoulos chases it, and that will be offsides. 7 minutes left to go here in the second. 4-2, Pioneer with the lead. Now come right back into the Pioneer zone. Face-off will be in the near face-off circle. That to Houston's left. Commuting in to take the face-off. Holmes on the other side. That puck back to the near point. Held in, trying to fire it back deep was Burns. The puck into the far corner. And it's sent back to the far point. Loose in the slot. Now pulled top of the near circle. Bringing it ahead is Sutton. Sutton gets it down the ice. Commutin moves it back to Sutton in the slot. Now that poked away. Good defense by Riverview. Andrianopoulos holds it in at the near point. That puck lifted through the neutral zone, coming the other direction. Racing over is Burns. Burns shot top of the far circle. And comes back to the near point. There's a big check. Commutin pops up. He's okay. Fired down along the far boards. Holmes gets it back over to Burns. Burns pinned against the boards by Sutton. Friedman has it in the far corner. Friedman sends it for a ride around the boards, trying to hold it in at the near point. That slips all the way back into the Riverview zone. No icing on that one as it was tipped by a pair of players. Picked up and along the near boards by Beneteau. Beneteau. That up and out of play. 6:02 left to go here in the second. 4-2 Pioneer with the lead. Again, it was a goal early starting off by Riverview as they scored first. Pioneer scored 3 goals in the end of the first and 1 goal in the second. But Riverview with the last goal to make it 4-2. Face-off in the far face-off circle outside of the Pioneer zone. Gets it over to Kresge down the near boards. Kresge feeds it ahead. Peterson outside the near circle. That was deflected. Kresge gets it high slot. He puts in a shot, trying to tip it out in front. Racing back to get it is Sean Stone. Sean Stone back to the far point. That lifted all the way back. Kresge gets it at his own blue line, trying to avoid pressure. Banks that ahead as Peterson trying to move it over to Sean Stone. That grab by Norcia. Centering attempt. That went off the side of the net. Moved into the far corner where Peterson has it. Peterson avoids a big check underneath the far circle. That deflected back into the slot. Held in, moved back over to the near point. Grabbed there. Kresge with a shot that goes wide to the near side. Chasing it. Brendan Stone has it outside the far circle. Stops there. And there's a shot saved by Glover. Another shot loose. Into the near corner it goes. Peterson trying to pop that away as he was sitting down on the ice. Sims in the far corner lifts it all the way down. That will be icing and head back into the Riverview zone. 5:02 left to go here in the second. 4-2 Pioneer with the lead. They have the shot lead as it was early on, heavily Riverview's in favor of Riverview, but it's 17-11 now for Pioneer, according to the big board. Face-off in the far face-off circle. Nolan Miller in to take the face-off versus Holmes. The puck outside the far circle. Yang with it there. Backhands it, trying to get to Armstrong. Nolan Miller fires it. There's a save by Glover. Loose as Yang trying to fire it in. Comes back to the far point. Now over to Ress outside the near circle. Ress with the shot. Blocked out in front. Now centering attempt. That comes all the way back down the far boards of the neutral zone. Racing back to get it. Jof gets it over to Ress. Ress coming up the near boards. Ress trying to get it over to Nolan Miller. Yang weaving through traffic. Yang comes in. Top of the far circle. Yang into the far corner. Yang sends it to Armstrong outside the far circle. Armstrong trying to go back behind the goal from the far side to the near side. Armstrong underneath the near circle. Armstrong trying to get away from pressure back there by Monahan. Armstrong into the near corner. Armstrong now feeds it. That held in at the near point. Jof trying to fire it back deep. Yang has it outside the near circle. Wide angle shot. Backhanded shot and a score! As Yang took the shot. Wide angle shot from the near side. It was a save by Glover, but Nolan Miller right there for the rebound on the far side to put it in. Pioneer makes it 5-2 at 4:04 here in the second. Pioneer answers back the Riverview goal. Finn Miller and Sanborn making sure to give Houston a little love in the crease. Face off at center ice. Again, good Riverview contingent here as well. Pioneer fans loud and proud. Puck on the far circle trying to bring it ahead. Riverview feeds it. And it comes in along the near boards as Norcia trying to get to a Pioneer brings it right back out into the neutral zone. That tipped all the way back. Trying to hear, I know Yang got the one of the assists, trying to see if there was another one. Sanborn in the far corner trying to peel that away in his own zone. Again, trying to pop that away. Holt trying to peel it away as well. Jones in there trying to get it off the boards right in front of the Riverview bench. Still battling. A quartet of players now comes back into the near corner. Back, all the way back into the Riverview zone. Sims races back to get it. Sims goes back behind his own goal. Right back behind Glover. Now Carnell trying to steal it away. Sims comes underneath the near circle. Backhands it high into the neutral zone as the puck skitters into the Pioneer zone. Sanborn has it there. Goes back behind his own goal. Less than 3 minutes left to go here in the second. Sanborn fires it. That will be tipped right before getting in. Commutin gains the zone. Commutin driven wide on the far circle. Commutin comes in back behind the goal. Commutin into the near corner. Centering attempt. Trying to move it over to Sutton. Sutton underneath the near circle. Back to Commutin, top of the near circle. Commutin coming in. Oh, that shot. Good save off the glove. And puck into the far corner. Centering attempt. That picked up. Zutch trying to feed it ahead. Bouncing puck. Racing ahead with it. Horan fires it back deep into the near corner. Howard. There's Zutch outside the near circle. Trying to poke that away was Finn Miller. Now Jones trying to get it off of the near boards. Sanborn coming ahead. Here comes Pioneer through center ice. Commutin at the near point. Commutin waits for a bunch of the rest of the Pioneer players to get in as the defense was changing. Commutin puts it back deep. That intercepted by Holmes. Trying to knock it away was Garcia. That comes in along the far boards. Gathered up there loose. Top of the far circle by Sutton. And now here comes Riverview over their own blue line. Coming down the boards, running in is Burns, centering attempt. That helped in along the far boards by Andrianopoulos. Top of the far circle, Riverview shot, loose, and that fired all the way down the ice by Sutton. That'll be icing. 1 minute 31 seconds left to go here in the second. Five to 2, Pioneer with the goal. Now they really have the lead in the shots, 21-12. Face-off will be in the near face-off circle. That is to the left of Houston. Norcia with the face-off. That fired in along the near boards. Burns trying to hold it in. Sent back deep. Friedman gets it over to Sean Stone. That back into the neutral zone. Control. Burns trying to fire it down. That knocked down. Braden Stone with it. And along the end boards, Braden Stone pulled off the puck. There's a shot by Peterson and a save by Glover. 1 minute 11 seconds left to go here in the second. Face-off in the near face-off circle. That to Glover's right. Sean Stone in to take the face-off. Holmes on the other side. As that puck into the near corner. Braden Stone banks it off the far boards. Edwards has it, top of the far circle, moves it over to Peterson. Peterson, high slot. Peterson with a shot, that out in front, trying to grab it. Knocked away by Cabrini. Now they come down through center ice. Here comes Norcia. Norcia dumping it into the far corner. Picked up there, trying to rim it around. Beneteau had it. Now in along the near boards. Fired ahead by Pioneer through the neutral zone. Peterson trying to get to it loose at center ice. Popped up, sent down as Kresge trying to pull it down the far boards. Knocked away from him right in front of the scorer's bench. Loose puck. Battle for it. Kresge trying to come away with it. Kresge has it. Kresge gains the zone. And offsides as Pioneer trying to get a quick line change and couldn't get off the ice quick enough before it was whistled offsides. It's a tough second period where you have the long change. Face-off in the near face-off circle. That is just outside of the Cabrini zone. Nolan Miller in to take the face-off. On the other side is Holmes. Seems like he's gotten a majority of the face-offs for this Cabrini, Riverview-Cabrini group. Nolan Miller fires it right back behind the puck. Back to the far point, now slips back into the neutral zone. Grab there. Controlled, loose at center. Now that pulled ahead, coming in with it is Howren. Howren outside the near circle. There's a check from behind, and slow to get up. The Pioneer player pops up as that was Kresge. He looks like he's okay. We're happy about that. And into the box, trying to see if that was a 9 or an 8 as the jersey's tucked in. I think that was Worthy. It's either Worthy or Howren as the jersey got tucked back behind. We'll see when they put it on the board. How about that? 8.1 seconds left to go. So Pioneer will have the power play. They'll take a little bit of it early here, and then they'll have the remainder of it. That is another 5-minute major checking from behind. So that'll be non-releasable. Pioneer will have a very large power play in the third as Sanborn chases back to get it. 3 seconds left. Sanborn back in his own zone, trying to avoid pressure, and that will do it for the second. So in the second period, 5-2 is the lead. Pioneer came in with the 3-2 lead. It was Sutton who scored at 15:06 for Pioneer. Then at 9:15, Zutch scored a goal for Riverview-Cabrini. Then at 4:04, Pioneer answered back as it was Nolan Miller scoring off of a shot from Yang. That's where we're at. Now, we do want to talk about this wonderful best in flow that is happening. So we will tweet this out again if you would keep that in mind. But you can go out to a website, which is the MJR Foundation. Miles Jeffrey Roberts, MJR Foundation. So go out to mjrfoundation.org, go to the events link, and you can find the 2023 Gillick Tournament Best in Flow. You can vote with $1. Every dollar is a vote for each of these teams. What they've done is they've put together a team as the players voted with who to represent them, with all 4 teams in the Gillick Tournament competing. Pioneer, Skyline, Father Gabriel Richard and Huron. They all have picked their team mates with the best flow or the best long hair. It's a nice hockey tradition there. So you can go out and vote. Again, go to the mjrfoundation.org, click on events, go to the best in flow, and you can click on any of the links for each of the schools to vote and basically donate, and every dollar is a vote. All the money goes to the Miles Jeffrey Roberts Foundation. It is named after the Skyline player, hockey player who tragically committed suicide when he was 15, and they've turned that horrific, awful event into a wonderful foundation for mental health and for suicide prevention for youth, especially in youth sports. So it's a wonderful foundation. Please help support it, help support the teams, and everyone wants their team to win, but what's most important is the money raised for a fantastic organization, a fantastic foundation that we should all support. As taking a look at the totals right now, $450 raised by the River Rats with 8 donations. And then Skyline has 8 donations for $286. Pioneer has 20 donations for $605. Way to go, Pioneer fans. Proud of you folks. That is fantastic. And then 5 donations for the Irish for $335. Now, we'd love for you to support Pioneer, but of course, vote for whoever you want. Just make sure if you can afford to donate, vote. And we appreciate the support of such a wonderful organization. We're going to play a few messages from the MHSAA. We will be right back with third period action. Pioneer will have a 4-minute and 52-second major power play. Coming into the third, they have the 3-goal lead. You're watching Pioneer Men's Varsity Hockey, brought to you by Arbor Broadcasting.
Here are 5 good reasons for high school multi-sport participation. Fewer overuse injuries, less opportunity for emotional burnout, exposure to different kids and coaches, exposure to different roles, and learning to compete better. Being a multi-sport participant can help a kid become a more well-rounded person. Multi-sport participation is cross-training for life. Learn more at the MHSAA website. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association promoting the value and values of educational athletics.
Where can you find good information on all kinds of topics related to the well-being of our student athletes? Check out the health and safety page of the MHSAA website. Learn about multi-sport participation, heat and hydration, cardiovascular resources, as well as insurance benefits available for our students. It's all on the health and safety page of MHSAA.com. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association promoting the value and values of educational athletics.
The love of the game draws us to sports, as players, coaches, spectators, and officials. For officials, it's a way to stay in the game they once played, to feel the thrill of putting on the uniform, stepping out of the playing surface, hustling to make the call, and building the relationships which can only be built in sports. If you still have that love for the game, we always need new officials. Register now at MHSAA.com. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics.
Sportsmanship has never been more important between the lines in athletics and outside those lines in our communities. To listen, to respect, to understand, to practice common decency, to have competition without contentiousness. Sportsmanlike qualities are essential components of life itself. Let's all work together to not only be good sports, but good people. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics. Have we gotten to the point where at some high school game that an official has finally had enough from coaches, players, and adults, pulls off the whistle, and offers it to you? Let's hope not. There's no way you could do a better job. It's on everyone to promote good sportsmanship. So before you blurt something out about that next close call, consider this. Without the officials, nobody wins. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics.
Nearly 2,000 of the state's top student athletes will be recognized for excelling academically and in school activities through the MHSAA's Scholar Athlete Award, underwritten by Farm Bureau Insurance. The applicants will be in the running for a total of 32 $1,000 college scholarships. Application materials are available exclusively online through the MHSAA website. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics.
Health concerns in high school sports go beyond physical injuries. The mental well-being of our young people is a hotter topic than ever before. The Michigan High School Athletic Association website has resources to help adults and students recognize potential problems and deal with them in a positive way. You can learn more about these mental health resources on the Health and Safety page of the MHSAA website. A message from the MHSAA promoting the value and values of educational athletics. Can you go anywhere and find an endeavor in society where we've come to accept and tolerate an adult, and even kids, treating another adult the way we allow spectators, coaches, and players to treat a high school game official? Can you? No one has the right to abuse game officials. So before you blurt something out about that next close call, consider this. Without the officials, nobody wins. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics.
Here are 5 more good reasons for multi-sport participation.
We had a little bit of an internet hiccup there. We are back. Hopefully, everyone, if you refresh your browsers, hopefully you can get right back on. It says we have bad internet connection, but same internet connection we had the whole time. So I have no idea why that happened. We're going to hope we don't have too much issues. So I do have 1.8 megabits. So we'll keep our fingers crossed and hope that that does well. As our little Verizon puck has been great for us here at the Ann Arbor Ice Cube. And we're going to hope that it will remain okay for the rest of this game at least. This is the puck that tried to leap off of a set of stands in St. Louis last weekend for me. That wasn't a lot of fun. We have 2 megabits, so we're going to hope that that's okay. I do have a little bit of internet warning, but looks like we're back up and going. So, just in time as the teams came back out, 5-2 Pioneer with the lead. As looks like we have a little bit of snowing there, but hopefully that will get back up and going here. All right. Both teams gathered around their benches. 17 minutes up on the clock. 4:52 left in the major penalty to Riverview-Cabrini. So Pioneer will be on a power play, and it's a non-releasable penalty, so Pioneer will remain on the power play, unless there's another penalty, of course. But even if they score it, it will not be released. So they're going to get that player back in the box. Face off at center ice, and we hope that all that snow and stuff will go away from our broadcast. Comes down now along the near boards, picked up, grabbing it and firing ahead. Pioneer with it coming down. As bringing it in, Sean Stone has it. That deflects right back into the neutral zone. Sanborn with it there. Sanborn fires it along the far boards. Commuting with it. Commuting banks it all the way back, right back behind the goal. Trying to pull it away back there. Brendan Stone puts it into the near corner. And lifted back, 16:33 left to go. Sanborn holds it in at the near point, outside the near circle with it. Nolan Miller gets it. Sanborn with a shot and a save by Glover. Face-off will be in the near face-off circle. That to the left of Glover. As taking the face off, Nolan Miller puts it into the near corner. That puck high, up into the netting. They'll redrop it. 16:21 left to go here in the third. 5-2. Pioneer with the lead. 4:14 left to go in the major penalty to Cabrini. Nolan Miller in to take the face off as Norcia on the other side. Sanborn trying to hold it in. That put all the way back. It's Commutin races back to get it. He's in the far corner. Commutin comes back behind his own goal from the far side to the near side. Commutin feeds it ahead. That tipped back over to Nolan Miller. Nolan Miller. Puck gets a little ahead of him. Cabrini sends it back into the neutral zone. Sean Stone has it at his own blue line. Feeds it down the foul boards. That grab there, ricocheted off the near boards. Now Nolan Miller right at center ice. Loses the puck. That brought ahead. Coming in, Turkowski with a shot and a save by Houston. 15:46 left to go. Here in the third, 3:39 left to go on the power play. Looks like our internet is happier. I'm pretty sure half of my gray hair is coming from internet and wireless issues, but that's okay. I've earned every one of those gray hairs. In to take the face off. Armstrong wins it along the far board. Sutton with it there, top of the far circle. In his own zone, Sutton over his own blue line. Sutton through center ice. Sutton moves it over to Armstrong. Armstrong outside the near circle, comes into the near corner. Stops there, trying to move it. That's fired all the way down. That'll be stopped by Houston, picked up by Rez. Rez goes back behind his own goal. Rez trying to avoid pressure by Holmes. Rez coming up the far boards, gets it ahead to Armstrong. Armstrong weaving through traffic. Armstrong gains the zone. Top of the far circle. Armstrong in the slot. Stick lifted, that into the far corner. Armstrong battling there. Trying to come in. Sutton trying to pull that away. One of the Riverview players lost a stick. Now that lifted all the way down the ice. 2:55 left to go in the power play for Pioneer as Joff has it back behind his own goal. Joff moves it in along the near boards. Bringing it ahead is like Yang. Yang comes through. Yang, top of the far circle, stops there. Yang at the far point. Yang moves it over to Joff. Back to Yang. And outside the far circle now, Wes has it. Wes into the far corner. Sending it down. That went off of a pad of Glover into the near corner. Joff with it there, trying to peel it away. Sanborn has it. Sanborn moves it outside the far circle to West. West with the shot. That comes all the way back to the near point. Held in there by Yang. Yang fires it back deep in along the end boards into the far corner. That helps back to the far point, but West holds it in. Riverview has it on the far circle, lifts it, skies it all the way down. Stopped by Houston. 2 minutes, 7 seconds left in the major penalty to Riverview. 14:10 left to go in the third. 5-2 Pioneer with the lead. Commutin gains his own. Commutin outside the near circle. Shot. That comes all the way back. Trying to hold it in, and that will be offsides. As that had a pepper blast to it. Went rimming all the way around the boards. Rested everything he could to try and hold it in, but to no avail. Face-off will be in the far face-off circle outside of the Riverview zone. 14:01 left to go here in the third. We appreciate all of you watching. Thank you very, very much. Wherever you are at, whoever you're cheering for, we appreciate your support of these athletes. Holmes versus Commutin. Puck top of the far circle held in by Commutin at the far point. Commutin, top of the far circle, comes through. Commutin, wrist shot, and then a save by Glover. Alrighty, sounds like my voice is super splattering. Let's see if I can bring that down and see if we can make this happen. And we'll see if that helps out a little bit. I don't know why it would be coming through super splattering there, but back out into the neutral zone, fired all the way down the ice. Trying to bring the down, intercepted right at center ice. Coming in, there's a shot, and that goes just high. As a good shot by Peterson. So I'll lower the volume just a little bit more. It sounds like it's easier to hear. Okay, so we lost an internet connection. That pulled that back down. So we'll have it coming down here. The puck back behind the Pioneer goal, coming up the near boards with it. as that puck into the near corner. Now racing over Commuton, has it back behind the goal. Commuton underneath the far circle. Commuton trying to bring it back outside the far circle. Now that grab, shot by Edwards, deflected out in front. So that comes all the way back into the Pioneer zone outside. Back behind the goal, coming along the far boards. Pioneer racing ahead with it as Armstrong gets it over to Holt. Holt, top of the near circle, 12:03 left to go. And brought back. The puck deflects right back behind the goal. Now with it, Sean Stone sends it back out to the far point. Shot there, by Kresge, just missed. Into the near corner. High slot, Kresge holds it in there, backhands it loose into the near corner. Picking up, Turowski fires it down the ice. Kresge trying to fire it back deep. Hunter gets it into the zone. The puck in along the far boards. Holt over to Sean Stone. Sean Stone brings it ahead. That puck will be back into the neutral zone. 11:17 left to go here in the third. Grabbed by Armstrong. He spins directions. Armstrong over his own blue line ahead to Holt. Holt brings it down the near boards. Holt trying to bring it back in as that will come right out. Outside the far circle. Now that puck tipped outside the far circle. Pinned there. Trying to pull it away. Back behind was Monahan. That into the near corner. Trying to pull it away is Armstrong. Edwards outside the near circle. That comes all the way back. Kresge back to center ice. Over to Yang. Yang brings it over the blue line. Yang stops. Yang feeds it. That over to Armstrong. Armstrong back behind the goal. Armstrong underneath the far circle. Armstrong right into the slot. Nolan Miller with a shot. A save. Another save. As Glover getting his pad tight to the near post. Not allowing that to go in. Back in another save by Glover. Sounds like maybe our volume is working better there. As we continue to fight a little bit of internet issue, but that's okay. Face-off in the far face-off circle. Commuting in there to take the face-off. As they're trying to get everything set. Now they'll put it back to 10-10. Penalty has expired, so Pioneer and Riverview-Cabrini, 5-on-5 hockey. Garcia trying to get to it. That puck back in along the end boards. Grabbing it back there, trying to move it ahead was Sutton. And that put in as Pioneer scores the goal. Garcia able to chip it in from out in front. Pioneer takes the 6-2 lead. 10:01 left to go here in the third. Coming in, Commuton has it. High slot, Commuton top of the far circle. Commuton stops there, Commuton into the far corner for Sutton. That back behind the goal now, coming ahead with it. Racing, Turkowski has it into the zone. Turkowski has it popped away. Sutton trying to pull that back, loosen the slot. That comes back in along the end boards. Sutton rims it around the boards. That held in at the far point by Sims. The puck onto the far circle. That deflects up into the netting. Six to 2, Pioneer with the lead. 9:24 left to go here in the third period. Face-off will be in the far face-off circle. And pulled away, coming down the far boards. Here comes Pioneer Racing ahead with it, trying to get to it is Peterson into the far corners. Brendan Stone set that up. The puck outside the far circle. That chipped ahead by Sean. Stone battle for it. Comes to the far side of the net and covered up by Glover. 30 shots on goal by Pioneer. 13 by Riverview. Face off in the far face off circle. By the way, thank you so much to Christina Wiseman, my wife, for listening and telling us we had an audio problem. Backhanded shot out there by Brendan Stone. Comes into the far corner. Brendan Stone in along the end board. Sean Stone trying to get to it. That puck loose in along the end boards. Now coming back. Here comes Riverview. That poked in along the far boards by Jof. Riverview gains the zone. Into the far corner it goes. That coming back in along the near boards. And out into the neutral zone. Here comes Pioneer chasing it as there's a shot by Brendan Stone. Comes outside the near circle. With it there. Drop pass. Jof with a shot that bounces up back behind the goal. Peterson trying to get to it. The puck into the far corner. Monahan lifts the bouncing puck all the way down the ice. That'll go back. Icing waved off. Rest trying to get to it. That lifted into the near point. Coming ahead with it. Here comes Pioneer. Sean Stone stops outside the near circle, takes a shot that sticked in outside the far circle. Ress has it there. Ress into the far corner, goes back behind the goal, sends it top of the near circle for Jof. Jof with the slap shot. Ooh, that went off of an ankle out in front. Couldn't have felt good by Holmes. And outside the far circle, now Byrne has it there. Burns in along the far boards. Burns bringing it ahead over his own blue line. Burns fires it into the Pioneer zone. Ress puts it in along the near boards. That grabbed. Holt shoveling it ahead. Knocked down. Burns trying to peel it. Now coming in. Here comes Norcia. Norcia with the shot. That goes just wide to the far side. Trying to get to it. Carnell. That back behind the Pioneer goal. Coming over to the near side. Sims has it at the near point. Sims takes a shot and Sims scores from the near point. Riverview-Cabrini cuts it down to a 3-goal lead at 7:41. As Sims gets that goal, Riverview-Cabrini gets it back down to a 3-goal lead by Pioneer, 6-3, with 7:41 left to go here in the third. Pioneer trying to hang on. That puck in along the near boards as Turkowski has it. Drop back. There's a shot. Good glove save by Houston coming in along the near boards. Picked up as Sims has it back in his own zone. He's just scored for Riverview. Trying to fire it ahead. Norcia. Norcia has that peeled away. Grabbing it. Jones into the near corner. There's a shot by Holt and a save. That goes into the near corner. Oh, Jones set up Holt well. The puck back to the far point. Back into the neutral zone. Trying to fire it back deep was Friedman. That intercepted. Riverview feeding it ahead. Turkowski had it. That knocked away. Excellent defensive play. Coming ahead as Ress got a stick on it. Or excuse me, that was Flynn Miller getting a stick on it. The puck back into the neutral zone. Skating back Friedman. Friedman grabs it into the near corner. Friedman comes back behind his own goal. Moves it in along the near boards. Finn Miller has it underneath the near circle of his own zone. Brings it up the near boards. That deflected off of a Riverview player. Fired right back in. And banked off of the end boards. As that was lifted back in there by Zutch. And the first goal coming ahead with it. Here comes Holt. Holt gains the zone, top of the near circle. Holt fires it. That's sticked by Glover back behind the goal. Picking it up. Jones with it. Comes into the near corner. Zutch with it there. Trying to get it out of the zone. That lifted back into the neutral zone. Fired right back by Sutton into, or excuse me, Kresge back into the Riverview end. Pulling it right at the blue line. Zutch had it. That pulled back. Racing ahead with it, coming down is Worthy. And lifted all the way back down, and that will be icing. 5:49 left to go here in the third. 6-3, Pioneer with the lead. This Riverview team has continued to battle, though, as Pioneer had them down 6-2. And they have continued to try and battle, get goals. So Pioneer has to keep their foot on the gas. 34 shots on goal by Pioneer, 13 by Riverview. The puck in the far corner. There's a shot from the far point. That couldn't get through traffic as that moved on to the near circle. Yang has it there. Yang moves it back to Edwards at the near point. Edwards taking a shot. That save out into the neutrals, or right into the slot. Now back into the neutral zone. Intercepted. Nolan Miller right at center ice. Moves it back over. Kresge has it at his own blue line. Kresge over to Edwards. Edwards feeds it through the neutral zone. And we'll go all the way down the ice. That will be icing with 5:19 left to go here in the third. 6-3, Pioneer trying to get the win. Trying to go to 3-0 on the season. Face-off in the near face-off circle as Norcia taking that face-off. There's a shot by Sims into the near corner. Good save by Houston, racing back. Nolan Miller trying to get to it. That puck in along the end boards. Turkowski trying to pull it away. Pioneer has it in along the near boards. And back out through the neutral zone. Edwards puts it back deep. Armstrong trying to get it into the near corner. Sims has it underneath the far circle. Sims bringing it ahead. That tipped away through the neutral zone. Edwards gets it right back to Pioneer. Coming in. Armstrong with the shot. That got deflected and put in as Yang puts it in. And Pioneer answers back. Is excellent goal out there by Anthony Yang. Make sure I don't call him by his brother's name. As Anthony Yang makes it 7-3. It makes the score match his jersey number there with 4:48 left to go. That puck in along the far boards. Andrianopoulos feeds ahead. Now Sutton trying to grab it. Commuton trying to pull it away as well. Commuton. Sutton gets it ahead. That intercepted right at center. Fired back by Monahan. Pioneer has it as Sanborn in the slot. Feeds it all the way down the ice. That will be icing. And then back into the Pioneer zone with 4:27 left to go here in the third. 7-3 is our score. Face-off will be in the near face-off circle. That to Houston's right. Holmes in to take the face-off. Commuting on the other side. Holmes trying to feed it out in front. Loose on the near circle. Shot there by Zutch. Comes all the way back to the far point. Another shot deflects into the near corner. Zutch trying to pull it off of the near boards. And rimming all the way back outside the far circle now. Intercepted as Sutton trying to pull it away. Now tip the head. Here comes Pioneer over their own blue line. Commuton gains the zone. Commuton top of the far circle. Commuton with a wrist shot. That loose. Commuton trying to follow that up. Loose on the near circle. Sutton with the shot. That up into the netting in the far corner. 3:54 left to go here in the third. 7-3. Pioneer with the lead. Trying to close this game out. Pioneer will be back in action Wednesday, 7:30 for the game versus Saline. Again, wonderful time to come and see the team. Lots of family members typically in town for the holiday the next day. And what a wonderful way. Hopefully we can see a Pioneer win versus Saline and watch the Lions win on Thursday. I know I'm asking for a lot. That puck back into the neutral zone, but there is a whistle and a penalty upcoming. That is going to be a roughing call as into the box goes Andrianopoulos. Roughing at 3:43. That gives Riverview a power play. Down 4 goals. They'll have the extra attacker for the next 2 minutes. Holmes in to take the face-off for Riverview. On the other side, it looks like Holt. Jersey a little scrunched on the back. Puck outside the far circle. Trying to move it into the far corner. In along the end boards. That rimmed all the way around outside the near circle. Riverview has it at the near point. Zutch leaves it. Drop pass. There's a shot and a good save all the way back through the neutral zone. Back into the Riverview end. Picked up back there by Burns. Burns back behind his own goal. Burns comes. Moves it in along the near boards. Racing ahead. Holmes. Holmes comes through center ice. Holmes gains his own top of the near circle. Holmes outside the near circle. As that puck set high slot. Now back to Holmes, top of the near circle. Holmes with the shot. That off the body. Swing with it. Loose puck, and here comes Pioneer. Coming ahead with it. Racing in. Sutton makes a nifty move. And the puck got a little ahead of him out in front. Puck loose, and then that pulled away by Riverview. Good attempt by Pioneer to get a shorthanded goal. Sims puts it into the zone, now wafted all the way down. Good job by Pioneer. Sanborn sends it down the ice and clears it before going for a line change. 50 seconds left on the power play to Riverview. Riverview weaving through traffic. That comes to the blue line and rocketed blast by Sutton all the way down. Sims got a good check after that, and that is going to be a penalty. As open ice hit, but the puck was away, and that is going to be called. Into the box goes Sims. That is going to be a roughing call. 4-on-4 hockey for 39 seconds. Then it will be a 1 minute 21 second power play for Pioneer. 2:22 left to go here in the third. The Pistons' woes continue as the Nuggets beat them 107-103. And puck into the near corner. Trying to pull that away. The puck, Sean Stone has it back behind the goal, trying to fire it out in front. Comes all the way back to the blue line. Now picked up, top of the near circle. Brendan Stone has it. Brendan Stone going back behind the goal. Ooh, got caught on the back of the net. Brendan Stone puts it into the far corner. That pulled away by Riverview. Trying to fire it ahead was Hunter. And pulled back. Brendan Stone right at center ice. Puts it into Riverview end, but then that tipped as Turkowski puts it back deep into the Pioneer end. Finn Miller trying to pin him against the boards. Brendan Stone has it outside the far circle. Coming ahead. Here comes Pioneer. Racing down the near boards. Bringing it in. Into the near corner with it is Sean Stone. Sean Stone gets it back. Finn Miller, top of the near circle. That loose in the slot. Now shot blast from Kresge, top of the far circle. Comes all the way over. Outside the near circle it goes. Finn Miller trying to poke it in. Now Peterson comes away with it. That loose. Peterson puts it into the far corner. 1 minute, 19 seconds left to go. Pioneer now on the power play as the penalty has expired to Andrianopoulos. Coming over. Peterson has it outside the far circle into the far corner. Peterson got it caught in a skate. That lifted back and along the end boards. 1 minute, 3 seconds left to go. Putting it out in front. There's a blast by Yang. Loose on the far circle. Held in at the far high slot. There's a blast by Peterson that got blacked out in front. Puck into the near corner. 50 seconds left to go. Coming back behind. Armstrong feeds it out in front. Shot and a score by Peterson. Fed by Armstrong. Peterson right between the circles. Right in the slot, puts it in. Power play goal for Pioneer with 44.8 seconds left to go. As Peterson puts it in, Armstrong with the assist. 8-3, Pioneer with the lead. 44.8 seconds left to go. Pioneer will go to 3-0. Big match versus Saline coming up on Wednesday. We'd love to see a full complement of purple-clad Pioneer faithful here. Bringing it in, Commutin top of the far circle. Commutin with the wrister. That one up into the netting with 31.2 seconds left to go. Pioneers really taking over on shots on goal. 39 shots on goal to 17 for Riverview. And back. Puck in, back behind the goal. Now coming in along the near boards. Still trying to pull that away. Sutton with 20 seconds left to go. Puck back behind, brought out in front, grabbed as there's a backhanded shot by Friedman. Comes back to Sanborn outside the far circle. 10 seconds left to go. Pioneer battling as they have the 8-3 lead, trying to hold it in to Riverview's zone. And puck loose, swept back, and that will do it. Pioneer wins. Pioneer goes to 3-0 on the season as they're feeling the groove. Of course, difficult opponent coming up on Wednesday. We would love to see everybody here Wednesday, 7:30 versus Saline, Pioneer versus Saline. For my camera person, James Wiseman, my name is Mark Wiseman. Great to see some of the Pioneer women's hockey players here supporting their brother. We love to see that. So for my cameraman, James Wiseman, this is Mark Wiseman. Thank you so much. Have a fantastic evening. Take care, everyone. See you Wednesday.